Good morning, Ultimate Business Support. It's great to see so many people. There's 38 people on Periscope, and there is about 10 of you via GoToWebinar. So it's great to be here. It's actually raining outside. I think my tradies have left for a few minutes until the rain settles down because we're building a pool here in our backyard. Those of you that are on Periscope can probably see the mess that is out there. It started to rain and basically they've probably cleared. And it's probably a good time because they were banging and drilling and doing all sorts of things, and you could have heard probably all of those things via the call today. So for half an hour, then hopefully they'll come back because we really want this project finished in the next 20 days. Good morning, Elaine. Nice to see you on GoToWebinar, and a few other people are coming through. Fantastic. Well, I've got an action-packed, I guess I did so many things last week and I learned so much from them that I thought, well, why not, bring that back and share those learnings with you guys throughout the call today. So how do we run this half an hour? We run it by actually going through a social media tip, and that comes fresh from last week, a few discussions that I had, and obviously the discussions in our masterclasses and the VIP marketing day. So it comes people, basically. Bottom line is people. Are you posting enough pictures and images of you being in the pictures? I had one client of mine who wasn't sure why he wasn't getting as much interaction on his, posts and images and I guess value adding posts. And what I noticed that he was doing, and I looked through his thread and I said, look, you're putting posts up, but there's no people in these images, like say a picture of a beer on a table, Friday night drinks. Why not do a selfie with a beer in your hand and get lots of interaction? And we noticed a couple of times where he did have himself and his wife in the picture that worked really well, because then he had so many more comments and interactions. So when you are posting pictures, I would actually suggest that 70% of the time, even if you're doing your business stuff, how can you be in the picture? Like often, those of you that follow me quite a lot see me, the setup of the room, but I'm always there in the background doing a selfie with the people in the background. So I believe social media is about being social. It's not about objects or things. How can we actually make those objects and things fun? And it's a human face that warms it all up and gets people to start interacting and wondering, hey, what are you doing? Where you're at? And it's your face. And pretty much also the bottom line with a picture is guess what? You're your business. You're your brand. So if you're not putting your picture in front of people as many times as possible, then you're less likely to be remembered. So that's the one thing that I thought would be a really cool social media tip that has kept coming up. And certainly one of the most engagement heavy posts are those posts that are with an image and then a comment. You could write like a whole essay if you want, but grab people on that with that image and then talk, talk whatever, say whatever you want to say. Two little tools I want to share with you. Pick Stitch, I'll just type it in for the guys on a webinar, and I'll spell it for the others. P-I-C-S-T-I-C. Here you go, Pick Stitch. I think it's like that. There you go. P-I-C-S-T-I-C-H. Okay. And second one is word swag. Okay, why these two? Now, PickStitch is free on Android and on iPhone. It basically allows you to do like a layout of 3, 4, 5 pictures in one. So you just kind of post almost like a collage. And the second one, Word Swag, allows you to, and I'm sorry, Word Swag I believe is only available on iPhone and not on any other things. I think Canva is the one that you may be able to use on other devices. But Word Swag is $5 via the iTunes store. And it's an app where you load your picture in, and then you're able to write over the top what it was. I'll just show those of you on, actually I'll be able to show you guys as well. I'm going to show you on my computer screen on the next screen. So if you can see this picture at the bottom right is the Ultimate Marketing Masterclass. Now that's done in word swag. You're able to choose different types of fonts and layout and what you're going to say, and it just adds a little bit to the picture and I guess changes it and makes it more engaging. You can make this bright yellow. You can make it, you can just do so many things, because when people are scrolling through their feed, the one thing that makes me stop anyway, I go for myself, is things that really pop. I often will do bright yellow background, and you don't need to do it just over a photo. You can do it over a colorful background. So a really bright yellow background or a bright pink one, and then you can put white writing or black writing. So it doesn't have to actually have an actual image. But I do it over photos often, and then the bright backgrounds, especially when I want people to stop. Ruth has just said, that is so true, Nat, with interaction on posts with mine or family pics. Yeah, and a lot of you that do follow me, you notice that how many pictures I put of my kids and family and travels and all of that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm going to say around that. All right, so please post up any comments or queries or curiosity questions. Hang on, I'm trying to move my little phone here. So it's got a good angle, but it's not the kind of, all right, you can stay like that. So please post anything. As I said, this is not a call just for me talking at you, and thanks, Ruth, for stepping up and making a comment, because I love when I'm teaching people to know, hey, was that valuable? So was it valuable, getting those couple of tips, because we can do many different things, but what do we choose to focus on, and how do we make that really good? Davika says, is this on your personal or business page? I use it everywhere, Davika. I don't choose which one. My business is me, and me. I am my business, so I post all kind of things. Of course, I don't post all the time family photos on my business page, but sometimes I will if we're off on a holiday and doing things. Terry just said, sure, thanks. And Lorraine said, rather have someone else do it for me. It's valuable. Okay, well, now that you know the tools, you can have other people, if you do have a virtual assistant, they can be guided in that way to do that for you. So you're welcome, Davika. All right, guys, so the power of small is going to be the topic of today, and I've put up these pictures. These were our beautiful, wonderful groups over this week that was spent 3 days. Well, the first group, the VIP Marketing Day, which you guys know I have been promoting for a few months. We ended up obviously having a full house, and that was it. That was capped at 10, and 10 turned up, and there's the beautiful Ruth there next to Elaine. A couple of you on the call this morning. And basically, then we had the Marketing Masterclass, where we had a guest speaker, which is Michael at the front left there, and then we were 6 participants, and myself and Robert. But what I just want to say is I love presenting in front of different groups. And if I had to choose also, what would I like to do more of? I would love to do more of groups up to 12, and then multiples of those types of groups, and doing them more regularly. Because I think it's a lot more powerful, and you actually get to make a bigger impact on people who are in a small group. So you still get the wonderful group dynamic. You still get that power of that master one, but everyone gets to know each other really well. I mean, really, I feel like these 2 little groups are now my little families of people I've gotten to spend the time with. And often people go, why would you do it at your house and all that kind of stuff? Well, it's not about saving money for me or for them. I always talk about, the relationships go deeper when you actually, well, if they say, what the old saying is, when you break bread with people, it runs deeper. The trust develops, and all gets stronger. And people feel like people. They don't feel like they've just walked in and they're just this number in a beige corporate style room. And basically also what I love is the fact that, we get to be in each other's community. So we become a community rather than, hey, people are on a database and getting them in and all that sort of stuff. So if you are just starting out with, say, running at your own events, never underestimate the power of, if not too many people sign up to come to your event, or you end up getting a small group. It's actually, just deal with how you're going to run it and how can you then add even more value to those people. Honestly, I believe conversion rate is a lot, on average for people, is a lot higher in small groups than it is, say, in a group of 40, 50, 60. In those kind of groups, what I believe is, of course, you need to build rapport with the crowd. But what ends up happening is that you end up being this person at the front who people feel awkward to come and approach and talk to. Some that are confident will. But some that are not so confident, they don't really find the ability to step up and say, go and come and chat and ask some questions. And those are people that perhaps may have, become your clients. Whereas in a small group, I believe you can go around and actually make an effort yourself to speak to everyone individually. And also people feel like they're part of something small that is going to allow them to have that personal time with you. So I'm really, really passionate about, and I love it sometimes when I see the small groups, because I know it's going to be cozy. I know it's going to be a lot more value with what is being delivered, and we're going to be able to go deeper with people. So go out there. If you're not doing events, start doing events, and start small, because I always say to people, I started out with 1 to 5 people in my rooms in my first year. Then in my second year, it was like between 5 and 10. Then it got between 10 and 15. And now I regularly attract, on average, I would say between 20 and 30, if not sometimes more. This Wednesday and Thursday, we're having a big masterclass. It'll be a completely different. I'm having some beeps coming up. Let me turn all that beeping off. Hang on a second. On the internet, Facebook has changed their dings. I don't know. Has it changed at your end? Like now, messages don't sound the way they used to. There's all these little different sounds. I wonder if they're freshening it up so we pay more attention again. I have no idea. Cool. So now I just want to open up the floor to what questions you have. What is it? What sort of comments do you have? Do you ever feel demotivated? Okay, I have a question here. Christine, do you ever feel demotivated? If so, what do you do to change it? I'm guessing what you're asking is, do I always feel this up and happy to do it? And yes, I sometimes feel demotivated. Of course I do. We don't do everything that we love in our business. There's things that we totally don't want to get our hands dirty with, but we have to, because if in our business there was everything that we did we loved, what I believe would happen is we don't have a business, we have a hobby, and that means that business is not likely to grow. Okay, so we have to, if you don't love sales and marketing, you're going to have to continue. You have to do it. Otherwise, your business is going to implode. When I started out as a coach, a lot of people said, "Hey, all I want to do is coach. I don't want to do that sales and marketing stuff." But in order to coach, you got to get people stuff. And Christine says, "You always look so switched on," because you guys can't tell when I can be bothered and I can't be bothered. And that's the secret behind what I've learned from other successful people, and what's been written in many different books, is that successful people are able to manage their state. Okay, so you have no idea if I can be bothered or I can't be bothered right now, or what I was feeling 5 minutes before I started. But there's this on and off switch that I can put on, and really, you know what they say, fake it till you make it. And some days I may be feeling really sick, and other days I may be feeling really tired, or I just go, I don't even feel like talking to people. But you put it on, you know how to access that part of you. You learn over time, and no one likes to be around a sourpuss, as they say. But you'll never, no one in dealing with me in business is ever going to get the feeling that I can't be bothered. And that's the thing, because you got to bring out a consistent effort of energy and enthusiasm, because it's energy and enthusiasm that people actually buy into. Because if they feel like they don't have that in their life, or they can't access that, then they go, well, how do I learn how to do that from someone else? What do I do to the second part of your question is, what do I do to reignite my spark for my business? Is go have a break. Yeah. So yeah, we're building perception, Christine. So I go have, like, I see how I can have that break so that I can feel more creative. Like this time of the year, if I talked about overall, there's days where I feel great and I can't wait to get involved and with people and get started. And sometimes what happens also is, sometimes when I don't feel motivated before something starts, when it starts, because one of my highest values and what turns me on is people. So the minute it starts, I get into my element. Whereas 10 minutes before it started, I'm like, oh, do I have to do that? And secondly, like this time of the year, which is, we're now into late October, actually gone into very, very heavy training period, 9 days, 5 full training days, and 2 of them were 9 to 9. And I'm getting ready now for Wednesday and Thursday's masterclass. That's really heavy. But I know at the end of it, on Saturday, we're going up to Queensland. A couple of days of work, 8 days of relaxing. But also overall as a year, I am feeling, I just want to finish it now, because I know when I've had that big break in December and January, which is when nearly 2 months without being events and things like that, might run a webinar here and there, but not live events. I know that period's going to give me that energy to then go, okay, I'm so excited to start 2016. I can't sit around anymore. I just want to get out there. So, yeah, so I guess it's just finding your zone. Thank you. Yeah, it is about finding your zone and working out what is it that I need to do to reignite it. Because one thing, actually, let me talk about is honeymoon, routine, and mastery. So when we start out our business, you guys, we are definitely in honeymoon period, probably for a good 6 to 12 months. Sometimes it may last longer. But honeymoon period is like, you can do anything. You can stay up and hours upon hours, read books, go to seminars, do all of those things, and you feel like you're never getting tired. Okay, and everything is kind of a challenge. You know, yes, I can keep going. Yes, I can keep going. And then we hit that, when we start getting, getting the business going, or perhaps right now in my business, like there's no scarcity of cash flow or clients, or there's things that are just ticking along. The calendar is set up, the marketing activities are set up. I'm applying myself, I'm executing things, and now it's in routine. Like, and I think my business has been in a good routine for the last 2.5 years. After the first 2.5 of getting through and cracking through and building it up to a sustainable level, then it gets into routine. And in routine is the things that you have to do repetitively and repetitively and repetitively. And this is where some people can get complacent and really start feeling, is this all there is? So that's where in routine you're also looking for different ways to freshen it up and start getting excited. So what I always say to people is, focus 80% on your core business that is looking after you, your family, and allowing you to do the extra things you want to do with giving back and whatever that it may be. But secondly is 20% do get creative and think of something new. These VIP marketing days, that was a completely new idea. I had never run something like that. It was really successful. And now we've set up a second date, which I'll tell you a little bit later on about, and thought, oh, this is a great way to utilize my home, to be able to in an intimate group. It totally satisfies all my social butterfly type of needs in my personality. So and to get to mastery takes a long time. So mastery doesn't come about in in 5 minutes. You got to do, as they say, those 10,000 hours. You got to repeat something 10,000 times to become mastery. And I believe when you're about 7 to 10 years into your business, that's where you start to get to that level. And hopefully at that level, you have started to also remove yourself out of operations, and that you're overseeing a lot of things, and then perhaps even starting some interesting new projects, because isn't it the way when we master or achieve a goal, we have this amazing feeling of having, yes, I did it. And then about a day or so later, you go, okay, well, what's next? Because as human beings, we have this deep ingrained desire to be better, to do better, to experience new things. And often when we see a lot of celebrities, yeah, like Christine says, yep, true, I get bored quickly. When we see celebrities out there, taking drugs or whatever it is, hurting themselves, it's because they've done so many of the, say, normal person's things, if you like. They've achieved that. They've got enough money to buy anything they want to, those kind of goals are not relevant. They're looking for ways to do something different, to see things in a different perspective. And this is why I think there's obviously so many issues with drugs and different diseases that people experience, or heavy depression, because depression is a result of boredom. That's what it is. Those are not my words. Rosemary, was sharing a bit about that over the marketing masterclass. Rosemary is like your female version of Wayne Dyer, if you like. She's here on the, she's this beautiful lady here on the picture on the bottom, in the middle back, Rosemary McCall. If you guys don't know her, she's amazing. And yeah, and she says it results from depression results from boredom. So ask yourself, how am I going to keep things fresh? How am I going to continue challenging myself? Because it's not about, it's not just about our business. I think when we are in our solopreneurs or micro businesses like you guys are, it's like you need to look for new ways that are going to keep you stimulated. You went into this business, maybe to not have that boss or what, and more higher income and unlimited income potential. But also when you get into it, there's going to be a routine that's going to set in place. So how are you going to disrupt that routine as you're moving along? So let me tell you about a couple of things that are coming up, because I know there's been so much demand and people are inboxing me. So I thought I'd do this call and I can talk about the things that are coming up, and then I can post it and everyone can have all the information. So for those of you that have got your planners, there's still 60 left. So pretty much I'm going to be in the room with 50 people on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm pretty certain that a lot of those people I'm already taking a whole stack of pre-orders to them. But also I'm going somewhere tonight, and I'm going to be somewhere else tomorrow as well, as in events, which means everywhere I go I'm taking them. So they're nearly all gone, guys. So if you do want to get a planner of the ones that I designed specifically, I'm going to turn that. You need to go to this link. I'm just going to copy that and put it in the chat box and grab yourself one. Otherwise, they will be gone. Most likely, I would say before the end of October. That's or early November, predicting. Okay. Second thing, I told you guys that we will be running another VIP marketing day because there was so much demand. We already actually booked in the 4 spots, and the second date has been open for Thursday, 12th of November. Now, those of you that are on the Periscope or on GoToWebinar will know that it's in Diamond Creek in Victoria. Now, last VIP marketing day, we had people from 5 states flying. We had Perth, Elaine from Perth. We had Canberra, Rita from Canberra. We had Kim from Brisbane. We had Pretty from Sydney. We had Linda from rural Victoria. And the other guys were also from not too close, at least an hour away. So that was our little training room there. And it's full-blown, like proper. You get your calendar, as I said. The investment is $497 before midnight tomorrow, okay? Because I said I'll open up an early bird for 7 days, and it's full price thereafter. So $5.97 includes all your meals and drinks and your 2016 whiteboard planner. So that one over there that you can, well, I'm showing it on Periscope, that you can see on the wall. So you need to email me or private message me on Facebook if you're interested in coming to that one. Once it's finished, and that's it. I'm not running definitely another one because my year is going to finish on the 12th of November. All right, a couple of comments that came through about that marketing day. We've got here, Ruth, really great value, Nat and Stu. Thank you. So glad I invested in planning now already for next year. Elizabeth, excellent day. Thank you, guys. Eleni, once again, over and above delivery. Thank you for the new insights and learnings. Jacob, thanks, Nat and Stu. Awesome hospitality and sharing so openly your formula for success. Looking forward to even more magic next week and in the next 2 days, which are all happening this week. So for those of you that do like to come and network with us, UBS Melbourne is on this Thursday. How exciting is that? Francesca Moy from Brisbane is coming, and she will be presenting at the back of, obviously we're going to do the 2-day Ultimate Brand Accelerator Masterclass in Doncaster on the 28th and 29th, which is also this week. I'm just posting everything in the chat box. And then after the masterclass, people are coming to the UBS event. If you do decide to do the 2-day masterclass, there is still about 6 spots left off the top of my head. You can come to the UBS event for free. So you don't have to buy 2 tickets. You just buy one, of which is $247 for the masterclass, and then you come to the UBS for free. Last of all, Brisbane is launching on the 4th of November, and that is also me and Francesca, because then I'm going up there. And the topics of the UBS events will be all about getting bums and seats. That's what Francesca is known as, the Meetup Queen, and she will be telling us all the little strategies she uses to use Meetup to get her rooms filled, and how she's built her 6-figure business in only just the last 12 months through using Meetup. And I will be sharing, obviously, my own different strategies, which are obviously not through Meetup because I don't use Meetup, and I really want to learn from her and vice versa. So those are all the events that are happening. It's going to be action-packed. People at the masterclass are getting 50-page workbooks. We're planning lots of little surprises for the 2 days. It's going to be huge. We have at least, off the top of my head, 52 people are coming. Some amazing networking opportunity as well. And then in the evening, there'll be, I'm guessing 30 plus, because quite a few people from the day will also stay for the evening. All tickets from the UBS events, every ticket sold, $5 goes to TLC for kids. So you're also donating in a way to my selected charity. So I'd love to see you at any or all of those, depending on where you are in the country. So thanks, Natasha. Have a great week, baby. Awake, have to go. All right, off we go. So guys, that's what's happening. Lots of things. Probably the last lot of events for me before I go off to Queensland and run the very last retreat in November, the Ultimate 48-Hour Author Retreat, which is gearing up to be the biggest one ever as well. So I'm very excited about all of those things. I'm excited that the pool is always going to be ready, and I can enjoy a very, very big year for us, with our baby almost clicking over at the first year on the 18th of November. So big month, but it's going to be exciting. So, I know I'm always respectful of your time. Make sure you take action. I would have said 2 or 3 things that may have stood out to you. Go, and if you've spent this half an hour with me, that you action minimum 1 to 2 things, whether it's to download Word Swag, whether it's to download PickStitch, whether it's to start posting differently on Facebook. What is it that you're going to do of all of those things that I have actually shared? Thanks, Lorraine said, congratulations on all your success. Will this be on YouTube later today? It will be on YouTube most likely in the next 20 minutes, Elaine. So I will post it up in the UBS group as soon as it has uploaded there. All right, so guys, have an awesome week. Always great to get. It's like my little spark plugs or that jump leads. Get me started for the week. You're welcome. Oh yes, that's okay. Davika's going away. She's saying she can't make the events. There's always next year, Davika. As I say, there's always events that we're running. So make sure keep an eye out on the emails. Thank you, Claudia, as well, and thanks, Elaine, saying just awesome content. All right, guys, have an awesome week. Bye.